Hi everyone, this is Zach from iVSA and welcome to another section of Ask an iVSA question. As usual, we have our founder, iVSA founder here, Martin Wong. And today, I have questions for you, Martin, which is asked frequently by our follower is that, how do I achieve financial freedom? But first of all, Martin, let me ask you, what is financial freedom for you?
Now that's a very good question. When I started before being a fund manager, I always get this question: what is financial freedom? Now, in all aspects, financial freedom, a lot of people take it very lightly. They didn't know that. Let me show you an alarming picture. What's happening in Malaysia? Now, this actually came out just about 2 or 3 days ago. As you can see in here, right now, a lot of people, Malaysians, here you could see here. Let me just circle it for you. All right. Now, many of you don't know the extent of the situation that we have. If you notice here, most Malaysians cannot survive even 1 week without income, right? That's very alarming. Now, this is why we talk about financial freedom, because a lot of people in here have difficulty even raising, second point here, 1,000 ringgit for immediate cash emergency. Now, that's what we talk about. The financial literacy among our fellow Malaysians has been very lacking. And worst of all, you can look at this point here, next one. Almost 379 million been lost to a lot of this scheme Cepat Kaya, or the more recent one that we've seen, JJPTR. So what is financial freedom? Now, financial freedom can be defined as living below your mean. Now, living below mean. Now, this is, let's take it from a page from Robert Kiyosaki, the 4 quadrant. Now, in middle you have, okay, you have E, okay, you have B, you have S, and you have I. Now, this is the most common, is EBSI, right? Now, E stand for what? E stand for employee, right? That's many of you are. Then we have the business owner. Then we have the self-employed. And then we have the investor. Now, many of the audience who listen now do belong to as the employee, because you work for a big corporation, and also self-employed. And what's the problem with these two? Now, employee and self-employed have too much of the time being tied to it. Now, remember, you sacrifice your time for salary, and the same goes for self-employed. Actually, self-employed is very similar to being employee, except you have all the time on your life. I mean, you can decide your schedule, like insurance agent, doctor, surgeon. They're all self-employed. And what is employee? They're basically people, professional people who work for it. But the business owner is one of the best, because they have a system and they get people to work for them. And that's what we own by a business owner. They have a system. So this is where the focus, we want everyone to able to move from E to B. Now, that's not going to happen overnight, right? That's not going to happen overnight. That's why it takes a lot of training, a lot of mindset changing, a lot of reskilling, retooling, and most of all, a little bit of risk-taking too. And then when they are ready, some of them from employee can become investor, which is another avenue that we will talk on later topic. But today, let's talk about a bit about E being the B. So financial freedom, again, referring to here, this area here. Most people reach financial freedom at the B quadrant and the I quadrant, because they have the time and also the financial.
Okay, Martin, what is the consequences if for an individual for staying too long in E quadrant?
That's true. Now, what's the problem with being employee? Now, I was an employee long time before. As you get older, right, your salary will reach to a point where you hit a ceiling, and sometimes even there is no career advancement in your employer. Your salary gets stagnant. And remember, there's inflation, cost of living going up. Then what's that take? And you have to work harder and harder to compete with younger workforce coming in. That's a lot of pressure, isn't it? Right? So that's a problem being employee. You're sacrificing time for money. At one point of time, you will break because your health doesn't get. So this is where you want to start planning your second career to move to being a business owner. I know there are a lot of types of business. One of them is actually investing and trading, which we talk about. Or the other one is actually multi-level marketing, which is started by Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay, Martin. So how do we actually want to switch, from the other quadrant to other quadrant? For example, for employee to switch to.
Now, one of the things that we already highlight, we always tell people to really start to learn to invest and learn how to trade. Investing in early stages of your life, whether you are a student, you learn how to invest, and when you are professional, when you are a senior citizen, or you are the mid career, you need to learn this investment in there. Because each stages when you learn the investment, you actually get better. Now remember, it doesn't go away. I tell people many times, if you're going to be investing in the stock market or trading the stock market for the rest of your life, as another second source of owner, where you become owning a system in here, that's where you want to be.
Okay, Martin, thank you for sharing. Okay.
I would like to really sum up also here before we go is this stages. It's my 4 points what we should have as a summary of financial freedom. Let me just put down here summary. Okay. And the first one, I would always think, right, live below your mean. Okay, that means if you cannot spend that much, you always want to live below your mean, which means if every month you're spending 5,000 ringgit, right? I'm sorry, if every month you're spending 5,000 ringgit and you're earning only 2,000 ringgit, are you living below your mean? You're not, right? So let's say your spending per month is about 2,000 ringgit, or maybe let's say you're spending 5,000 ringgit, but you're earning 10,000 ringgit. Then you are good, right? You're living below your mean because you're doing that. And also, what we call create a 5K to 10K emergency fund. Okay, for any unexpected. Okay. Second, right? This is what we talk about. Earn a second income. Okay, it's either through what we call trading or investing. And there are some also we talk driving a Uber car, that's what you want to look at it, Uber car, and also multi-level marketing. The whole point is to increase your income level. And third, right, is to invest in a financial education. So this is where you want to learn how to invest and learn how to trade in every stages of life. So when your financial literacy get better, that you won't fall into what we call those earlier news that I shared with you, that where a lot of all people fall to the JJPTR, right? Financial education, ladies and financial literacy need to be there. And finally, I think most important is enjoy life. All right, enjoy life as they don't make it too difficult, and give more, and you will receive more. And that's the philosophy, always receive more. Okay, and that's the philosophy always give. Just like in our iVSA educational TV channel that we're doing, we actually give more, and we know in future we will receive more. So that's all I have for you, Zach, today.
Okay, again, thanks Martin for sharing our financial freedoms today. And as usual, if let's say you got any question for Martin, do WhatsApp to us at the page, subsequent page by WhatsApp your question to us. Okay, and we will cover it on the next sections. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.